My ex and I were together for nearly 6 years and married for 4 years. We knew each other 5 prior years before that, but didn't hang out much till we started dating. Shortly after getting married, I started a business. She was still in college. For the first 3 years, she was in school full-time, and we used every dime I made to cover her school expenses. We never took out a single loan, nor had any help from family. She worked part-time server jobs here and there to help too. She ended up graduating summa cum laude and immediately came to work with me full-time instead of pursuing a job with her degree. My company had grown to 6-8 employees by the time she graduated. It was exactly 1 year from the time she graduated until the day our divorce was finalized. I didn't have any suspicions. I trusted her 100%. At the beginning of January, she was asleep and I was swapping our phones on the charger before bed. When I unplugged hers, I saw a Snapchat message on her lock screen pop up from a guy I didn't recognize. I also didn't know how Snapchat worked. I opened it and started reading through. It appeared she'd known the guy from high school, and he knew she was married. In the conversations, she talked shit about me and they made plans multiple times to go out and get drinks. I backed out of that message and noticed another chat log with her high school sweetheart. Again, similar conversation, and they made plans several times spanning our entire relationship. Talk about being crushed. I immediately woke her up and asked what was going on. She denied it all. For the next 3 weeks we argued, and the third weekend she was supposed to be grabbing a drink with a friend and she texted me, "I'll be home in 30 minutes. She never showed up. The second weekend she stayed with her mom, which was also a lie. I started looking through our phone records and noticed a lot of random numbers, but I couldn't find anyone behind them. I later found out she had a texting app, WhatsApp. She ended up calling me around noon and said, "I'm headed home. I'll talk to you when I get there." When she got home, she admitted she fell asleep at a guy's house she had been seeing. She said the affair had only just happened and they saw each other 2-3 times and never would again. They never had sex, only kissed. They met at the grocery store and exchanged info. She told me to trust her and forget about it. For the next few weeks I questioned her and she would always get defensive. She made me feel like a horrible person for even questioning her. At the beginning of February, I had all I could take and told her to get out, and I filed for divorce. From February, June we continued to work together. The months of February, March I was extremely depressed. I'm surprised I'm still here, to be honest. Regardless, I continued to have her stay around. I still didn't want to believe it. I had a really hard time accepting it, especially since she didn't want me to. Our divorce was finalized mid-May. Throughout the entire time she would come over and stay for a few nights, play house, and pretend like nothing ever happened. When I originally told her I wanted to file divorce, I said I just wanted to have in place, but I wouldn't follow through if we made a change. For the 5 months she questioned me and made me feel like a crazy person, telling me she would never do such a thing to me, would never do anything again, and told me I would always regret it if I did move forward with it. She even signed a postnuptial saying she would only take 10% if she was caught cheating again. We weren't rich, but 10x better off than most people our age. She knew I had bad anxiety and played off my weaknesses. In the end, I went through with it. There was just too much weirdness. Fast forward to early June. On a Monday, I got a call from a random guy. The call was initially a heated discussion. He proceeded to tell me that he met my ex-wife on Tinder back in November, and they immediately hit it off and became BF, GF. She told him she was in an abusive marriage, that her ex-husband beat her and put her in the hospital multiple times, and she divorced him a year before. She said she had a restraining order against me. She also said she had started a company with her brother years ago, but her brother had died a few months before and she was now running the company. Weird he didn't get invited to the funeral. She has never had a brother. I sent him photo proof of everything, even the text she had sent me the previous Friday night asking to hang out and drink. He quickly realized it was all BS, and he had been played. Funny enough, she even called me while I was on the phone with him and I did a 3-way call so he could hear her. He proceeded to tell me I can't believe I wasted 6 months. My sympathy ran out real fast. I wasted 6 years, paid $40K plus in college tuition, gave a ton of cash in our divorce settlement, bought 12+ acres to build our dream house, and gave everything I had towards her. I was in the mental state of thinking kids were soon to come and this would be the rest of our lives. After that phone call, I had about 100 mental boxes checked over and questions answered. I felt much better about my decisions and knew I wasn't crazy. I immediately booted her out of the business and sent her on her way. It's now been about 8 weeks since completely parting ways. Does all that mean it's now been easy? Hell no. There's a lot of questions and wondering how things could get so crazy. Having the proof of 4+ years of cheating with 4 different guys doesn't make it any easier. I think it almost makes you feel more insecure and insane. I've never truly hated someone, but in the last 6 weeks, I've had a constant burning anger at the thought of her. For the first 6 months, I think I was in such shock that I was more so surprised, upset, and didn't feel much emotion. The last 6 - 8 weeks, I've been extremely frustrated and hate-filled. We had everything going for us, and she completely threw it down the drain. I would have been perfectly fine if she came to me at some point and was like, "Hey, I don't think this is working out, blah blah." The fact that she went along and encouraged our relationship for 6 years, all the while she was out cheating the entire time. Even after being caught, she tried to say we could work it out. I know everyone says our relationship was different. I've had countless mutual friends reach out to me with how blown away they were and how it shook them. We communicated amazingly and had a super honest, no BS relationship. The most consistent thing I've heard from friends was, "Y'all really did seem like best friends." To which I agree. My family and hers were both completely thrown off and couldn't believe it. We used to sit at home and all we needed was each other. We'd laugh and joke about our mutual friends that were constantly cheating or in relationship after relationship. We'd say, "How can they do that?" In the end, I was married to someone 10x worse than everyone we joked about.